This is From Courtroom to Carline, the podcast where we discuss life as a lawyer and a parent.
I'm Jenna.
And I'm Rick.
Your hosts and partners both in the courtroom and in parenting.
Join us as we navigate the fascinating worlds of law and family life.
Now, this is not legal advice, but in every episode, From Courtroom to Carline is a delightful blend of legal insight and parenting hilarity.
Get ready for a roller coaster ride where law meets love and where the gavel meets the Carline.
So one of the things that Rick and I connected on when we first started dating was music. Obviously, we like different music, but there was also music that we liked together. So when we were getting married, I remember I was doing all this research on things that you should do for your wedding or make sure you do. And one of them was the music. So I was like, I need the music that I want at our wedding. So we hired a DJ that was on, I don't know, the not.com, right?
Yeah.
And
first mistake.
Well, it's funny you say that. So I sent them this entire list of songs that would essentially take up the entire night of what we wanted played. I did not want the cha-cha slide or whatever, right? I wanted like our songs. So I sent them the list and I get a response back from who was supposed to be our DJ. And she says, I'm going to give you so-and-so. I think he's going to be better suited for your wedding. But I think it's probably because, they were used to playing the traditional, wedding dance songs. And we were just so specific in what we wanted to play. But it's like, it's our club night. I want to have what's played. Do you do weddings and have you had somebody give you an entire list of songs to play?
Yes. I've been doing weddings for longer than I care to admit. Well, probably about 20 years. And yeah, there are some couples that are very specific. Like, we want these songs and these songs only. And it's fine. Like, I don't mind playing that. It does take away a little creativity on your side because, as a DJ, you're feeling people. Like, you're feeling people out. Like, you're watching the reaction to certain songs. You're watching the reaction to how people move. And, and so that's how, like, in my head, okay, they like this, so I'm already 5 songs ahead. Like, okay, if they like this, I'm going to build to this, or I'm going to go in, like, so it takes a little creativity out of it for you as a DJ. But a lot of them will give you a little bit more of a free range, like, hey, we want these songs, but feel the crowd, play to the crowd. So, but I mean, an example was about 3 months ago, I did a wedding in Sarasota. And this wedding was high end. It was at this brand new resort. I can't think of the name of it right now. The couple was gifted a house in the Hamptons for their wedding gift from their parents.
Wow.
So that's how high-end this wedding was. It was a 12-hour wedding, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the venue itself. And then we moved over to a club in downtown Sarasota, and we went till 2 a.m.
Wow.
And so it was very, very, very specific. At the end of the night, we were at the club portion, and the bride came up, and she put her phone on the DJ booth. She's like, I don't want any songs but these. There's literally like 20 songs, and we got like 3 hours. I'm like, what are we supposed to do with?
Right. And
so we literally played songs over again. Like, that's all she wanted. And so it is what it is. It's your day. You're paying for it. Whatever you want. Given in a wedding scenario, I can definitely understand it. Like, it's your day. Play whatever you want. But at the same time, you hire a DJ for what he can do. You know what I mean? And good DJs can still play the songs that you list and fill the dance floor at the same time, just depending on, how good they are, or how well they read a crowd or whatever. So, yeah.
Have you ever had that conversation doing a wedding where they give you the list and you're like, this isn't going to turn out good?
Oh, all the time. I'll tell them honestly. I'll be like, listen, these aren't dance songs. Like, I can play these during dinner. Like, you want Michael Bublé and you want like Jack Johnson. Great. Those are dinner songs. Those are cocktail hour songs. You want people to dance at your wedding? I always tell people, like, nobody's going to remember the food. Nobody's going to remember what you look like. They might look at pictures, but people are going to remember the fun they had at a wedding. So they're going to remember how they danced. Hopefully they remember, depending if you have open bar or not. But, people are going to remember the fun they had. Nobody cares about the flowers. They care about the party. So spend most of your money on that and get yourself somebody who's really going to rock a party for you. I treat a wedding like a club. I go in there and my goal is to make people dance, especially at a wedding. Like, in a club environment, as a DJs who have been doing it a long time, we know that we can't keep a packed dance floor all night. We got to give like a 2-3 song buffer, get people to the bar so the bar makes money. Yeah. So we may come down or switch to where the energy shifts and people are like, oh, now's my chance to go get a drink. I don't really like this song, or this is not a song to really dance to, but it still keeps the vibe. It keeps the energy. But at a wedding, no, I'm hammering people all night with just bangers. Just what, and bangers doesn't necessarily mean like high energy. It could be like Whitney Houston, I want to dance with somebody. That will pack a dance floor anytime, anywhere. People remember the party at weddings. I mean, you got to be honest with your couples, man. And I think that's a lot of them. I've never had someone turn me away. I've never had someone decide not to go with me because I'm very honest with them. Like, listen, this is not going to work. Like, let's do this. And like, I'll sit down with them and go over their timeline and go over their plan and really give them like what my experience has taught me in weddings.
So money aside, you've been doing weddings for 20 years. You know, you're out at the clubs in downtown St. Pete. What do you like better and why?
Weddings are great because it's an intimate time. You're part of someone's day. You know, I would say 80% of the couples I've done weddings for, I'm friends with to this day. Because, I mean, my wedding, when I got married, was a DJ that I knew for 15 years. Like, it's my buddy. Like, come out and DJ. Everybody's like, who's going to DJ your wedding? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like, that's hard. Because you're a DJ. Like, so, but clubs are fun because you meet so many people. You know, I do the Hard Rock. I do things in Tampa. I do stuff for, like, the city of Tampa, Tampa Bay Lightning. Like, I do all kinds of stuff. So, constantly meeting new people, constantly meeting new friends. I would say the DJing aspect, I like clubs and bars and corporate events. The kind of the people aspect, I like weddings. So, but because there's way more creativity and there's more freedom for me in a club, and I can experiment and I can try things and I can do new things and I can, you know, see how people react and I can goof off. It's fun. Like I'll play a sing along song that you shouldn't be playing at a club. Like, you know, remember that song by Afro Man from the 90s? Colt 45 and Tuesday. Remember that?
Yeah.
I'll play that in the middle of a packed dance floor, and then everybody will start singing it. And it's like just that little chorus. Like you just get to goof off, or you drop freaking Sweet Caroline or something. Like just to goof off. Like it's fun. And I mean, the people you meet, oh man. You meet some really cool people and you meet some really crazy people. But it's fun. I love it.
So you meet so many different people. Are you able to use that about your profession to then sort of build your business, build your client base, get more gigs, and, you know, become, you know, busier and busier and grow as a DJ?
Absolutely. Unfortunately, now being a DJ has become a popularity contest. It used to be about your skills. Now it's about who you know. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. From what I've seen in our culture, it's not about how good you are. Because there's some DJs that are okay, that are working every night of the week. And there's some DJs that are great, that are working like one night a week. And it could be by choice, but it's really a popularity contest. So the more people you know, I mean, I've booked parties and weddings just based off doing a club night and someone approaching me afterwards. I was at the pier a couple months ago, and this lady messaged me on Instagram, and she's like, hey, my mother's having her 50th birthday party, but it's in Jersey. She's like, can I pay you to make me like a 4-hour mix? I'm like, absolutely. So I just recorded my sets for the next couple nights, spliced them up, like edited them out, sent them out to her, and she paid me for them. And it was great. Like, so like a lot of times if a client is interested in you, they'll come out and see you at a club event before they hire you for their event.
Which is smart.
Yeah. So like I have a lady I'm doing her daughter's quinceañera, and she's like, I want to see you in action. I was like, you are welcome to come out anytime. I was like, I'm doing Latin night, this night, and this night. That's the perfect time for you to come because it's a quince. Like, we're going to be playing Latin music. So, like, a lot of times, that's how you build your rapport. Like, people want to come see you. It used to be, oh, send me a mix. Like, no, come see me.
Yeah.
Come see me out. And people will approach you and like, hey, do you have a business card? I have a party coming up. And I make an announcement. I'm like, listen, if you have a wedding, divorce party, birthday party, whatever it is, come talk to me. Like, so, yeah, it definitely helps. I mean, I'm a people person, too. I'm super extroverted with very slight moments of introversion, but so it helps for sure.
For our profession, it's sort of the same in terms of a popularity contest. The best attorney isn't necessarily the most known attorney.
Yeah.
And so if you could be an attorney and be wildly successful, but not necessarily be the best at your craft.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you're good at marketing, right? Whereas you can have another attorney who may not know so much in terms of marketing and getting his name out there, but he could be the best attorney in the courtroom in the entire county or state.
Yeah.
So it's, the most known attorney isn't always the best attorney. We've definitely learned that, and it sounds like the same is true for DJs in your profession.
Well, you guys are the best attorneys. The things you guys did for me during my divorce and everything that you've helped me with over the years, man, like hire them. Don't hire anybody else, okay? Like, no, for real. Like, I've never had this type of relationship with like attorney-client. Like, you guys are awesome. So, I mean, you guys are doing what you guys are doing is brilliant. Podcast is the next way. Like you guys are marketing yourself like this, and you're not making it all about law. It's life.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
people are getting to know you. You're building, you're becoming not a character to people. Like people are really knowing you. So it's not just about the business, which is great. I think what you're doing is brilliant.
Thanks.
So,
and one thing I wanted to ask, because obviously you're friends with Rick, but I haven't known you for that long of a time. How did you even start DJing? Like what grabbed your attention to like go that route?
I've always had a thing for like hip hop and for music. And so my father had a bunch of records, but they were old Arabic records that like you couldn't replace. I was watching, I think like a MTV special, and there was a DJ and he's scratching records. And I'm like, that is so cool. I'm like 10 years old. So my dad's got these old Arabic records, but he has the old needles. Like he had an old record player, and they weren't the felt tip. They were like pure metal.
Oh, jeez.
And so I'm sitting there scratching my dad's like 60-year-old records. And I got in so much trouble because I ruined like 3 of them. And then from there, I'm like, that'd be a really cool thing. And so begged my parents for turntables, and then I started like running sound and doing audio for bands like in my youth group and at church. And then when I was 16, a buddy of mine got turntables. I'm coming over I literally was at his house every day. He would be watching TV and doing his homework, and I'm on his turntables with headphones on, just playing the same 2 records over and over again. And it just became a passion of mine. And then, I graduated high school, I moved to Florida, and I really made it a goal. Like, this is what I want to do, So I just started hanging out with other DJs, with really good DJs, like from the radio. Like, a lot of them took me under their wing and like showed me things. And, I met some really cool people, and I just learned by watching. I paid my dues. I carried records and I carried crates, and hey, I got to use the bathroom, spin the next record for me or something, like, and it just became a thing. And I was in it for a while, and, let's say this was like 2003. And then I would say 2010, 2011, kind of walked away a little bit, started doing production for churches. Unfortunately, the environment was really affecting me. So I just walked away, but I was still doing weddings and private events. I just wasn't doing clubs and bars. Right after my divorce, probably in 22, like right when my divorce was starting to happen, I started like coming back in, and now I'm loving it. I'm old, but I'm in the club and I'm loving it.
So it's interesting you walked away from the club scene, and then now you're back. What are you doing differently? Like, how are you approaching a job or a gig?
When I was younger, it was about the party. It was about drinking, and it was about girls. And I got sucked into that, as most of us do, when we're younger especially. But then it took me like stepping away and really missing the art to be like, you know what? Like, if this is really what I want to do, I need to do that without focusing on what comes with it. You know what I mean? Not to say that there's anything wrong with it, but I couldn't control it at the time. And so I was like, you know what? So, as of recently, a year and a half ago, I stopped drinking completely. Like, when I walked away, I wasn't really drinking as much anymore, but now it's like nothing. Like, I've been completely sober for 16 months now.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. So yeah, it was... it wasn't ever drugs or anything for me. It was girls and alcohol, and it was just getting sucked into that lifestyle, which is, again, nothing wrong with it. But for me, it just felt like I needed to change. So I did, and I ended up getting married, and, I was married for some years. And, but then eventually I was like, you know what? I think I can go back and not allow the environment to affect me, but maybe I can affect the environment. Like, I'm very big on my faith. And so like my logo has a cross in it. Like, I don't hide the fact that I'm a Christian. So I use it as a platform, you know what I mean? Like, I show love. I don't sit there and preach to people, and I don't hit them over the head with the Bible, you know what I'm saying? But I don't hide the fact. And I think people feel a peace sometimes from me. Like, so, and I mean, not drinking helps too, because I'm coherent and I mix better when I'm sober. So it's
the faith in the drinking and the club aspect. So I used to go out to the club because I like to dance, and most of that time involved drinking. I as well have tried to completely stopped drinking. This year I only had one glass of wine at Eli's wedding. But other than that, I'm trying to be comfortable going out. I'm not an extrovert. So
Yeah.
drinking for me was like that thing that let
It was your
you,
blankie.
yes.
Yeah.
So what I told Rick recently is we go to church and we're there almost every Sunday and they do praise and worship. I like music, so it's like a mini concert for me. And I
Yeah.
always am like, is this weird that I'm, singing and clapping and, just kind of
Absolutely not.
dancing along? Because it's like I associate that with the club and now it's praising and worshiping Jesus. And it's
Yeah.
just that connection for me in my mind of like, no, it's okay to
Absolutely.
be doing this. But it's just, again, like you said, different part of my life now where I'm
Absolutely.
not in the club, I'm in the church now,
Music is spiritual.
Yes.
Like it really, like music invokes emotion. Like no matter how hard you try to fight it, like that's what music does. Like music is an emotional thing. And so when I walked away from DJing clubs, what took place of it was running sound at churches. Like I ran sound for some like really large churches with really great bands. And for me, that was just like DJing because I'm still manipulating music.
Yes.
I may not be doing it. I'm not scratching. I'm not blending, but like I'm still controlling what sound is coming out. And that honestly to me became like my first love. Like I would love to sit behind a soundboard more than anything. So that became the replacement. And then I realized like, you know what? I can do both. I can still be
Absolutely.
who I am and be in the clubs and behave. So, I mean, it's an emotional journey. I love music. Like music it's the greatest thing. But there's nothing wrong with it. There's people at my church that are jumping around, and
Yes,
it's
yes.
people, and it's great, man. Who else to do it for? Like,
Exactly.
and what other platform is? I mean, that's the best. I mean, if you can do it in a club and you're holding up a vodka cranberry, like you might as
Right.
well be holding up your
Yeah.
hands singing, like So,
Yes, absolutely.
And what I've noticed more recently is the church environment is more upbeat. It's more, there's more energy, and it gets you amped up and pumped up to listen to the Word of God.
absolutely.
Growing up, it was not like that.
No, you had hymns
You
and
read from the hymn book,
Oh,
and
it's
it's
terrible.
very monotone.
Yep.
It's not fun to listen to. And then you listen to the sermon, and as a kid, I just remember being so bored, right?
Yep.
But now I can only imagine what it would feel like because when our younger ones would come into the service with us every now and then, and we have to put the headphones on their ears because the music is so loud, it's so raucous in there.
Hell yeah.
And it's just an environment that we weren't used to, going to church growing up. So I think it's definitely changed in that regard, and I like the
Absolutely.
change. I think it's
It's more contemporary for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah, well, even our kids now, because they go to a Christian school, so they're even more immersed into the music, and we listen to Joy FM all the time. And they'll ask Siri to start playing the like more rap type worship
Yeah.
music, but I'm like, okay, I'd rather have them,
Absolutely.
excited to listen to that and still be involved in music and dancing and expressing themselves, but in a clean worded way.
Yeah, there is, man, I'll tell you what, Christian hip hop now versus Christian hip hop when I was a kid, it was so bad when I was a kid. Now, I mean, you can't really tell the difference.
Right.
And besides the words, it literally sounds the same.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, it was funny because I was out of church for a while. Because again, growing up in church, that's how it was. It was la, la, and then now I remember my mom called me one day and she's like, "Hey, I want you to come to church with me on Easter." I said, "Okay, I'll come to eat church with you on Easter." This was like 2009, and I walked in and like I'm like, it looks like a normal church. It looks old school, and all of a sudden, there's this big guitar riff. I'm like, what? What is going? And I mean, it's hitting you. It's like it's 100 dB in there, which is pretty loud. And I'm like, this is church? Like, I went back every Sunday, and then I eventually started working at that church. I was like, I want to do this. I want to do tech, because I mean, I ran sound when I was in high school for my youth group, but I never on that size scale. Like, that was walking upstairs and seeing like $1 million worth of like, production equipment. I'm like, oh, this is great. I want to do this. And so I kind of buried myself in church tech for 10 years, but I was still, like I said, I was doing stuff on the side too. So
It's interesting. When I was volunteering at church doing the production, there would be, I did it for about 18 months. And I want to say there was probably 2 occasions where one of the older members of the congregation came up to the soundboard, and they would usually wait until the service was over, but they would say, "Oh, the music's very loud." and we can't. What are we gonna tell them? Because hey, this is the way things are going now.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
this is how we're told to play the music. So
I do a cheat with that. I keep a dead fader all the way to the right. And if someone comes, because a lot of it is mental.
Yeah.
Like a lot of it's very like, people just want to think you're doing something. So I keep a fader that does absolutely nothing.
Interesting.
And if someone comes up and was like, it's a little loud, I'll just bring that fake fader down a little bit.
Oh, that's
and I'll be like,
genius.
how about that? They'd be like, oh yeah, that's good. I'm like, I literally changed nothing, bro. But I mean, like, it's the same thing when people come up to you in the club. Like, oh, if you play this, everybody will dance. Like, no, go away. Like,
You're
just
right.
go away. Like, I know what I'm doing. Like, I know how to get
Yes.
people in and off the dance floor. Like, I don't. But, you know, you try to be as polite as possible. Like, if I don't want to play a song, it's not working. This must be a corrupt file. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, people always complain that it's loud or it's this or it's that. And sound, audio, DJ, and music is so subjective. And it's so open to so many people's opinions because 30 people may love what you're doing and one person may hate it. And that one person's going to come and tell you. And they don't care that the 30 people are liking it.
Right.
And they're just focused on the fact that they don't like it. So you try to be as polite as possible as long as they are, and then you call security.
Is there anything that you're reading, listening to on podcasts, watching on Netflix has your attention at the moment?
So there's a book by Mark Manson, I think it is. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a. I'm reading that right now.
Okay.
Unoffendable is another good one, and then The Four Voices.
Okay.
It's kind of like the four voices of God and you know, and how the world, like, you know, one voice is the world, one voice is God, one voice is Satan. Like,
yeah.
So it's a very spiritual one. But I see a book on your table that I'm gonna have to read.
Yes.
About the founder of Nike. Like that.
Yes. So I like to read. I was not sure if I would like it, but I had saw this woman that we bought pastries from. She owns a vegan bakery. It's Curious Cat Bakery. So she had like a newsletter go out. One of the books was Shoe Dog. You know, let me pick it up. I like to read. I'll read it. Absolutely phenomenal. I could not put it down. Some books I'll take a little while to read, but just to hear it, because everyone knows Nike, you know, but to hear the background and just the grit and everything that he did to grow that was absolutely phenomenal to read. So it's definitely
I'm a sneakerhead. I collect sneakers. I got like 300 pairs. So that.
Oh wow, yep.
That
You'll love it.
Would be great.
You'll love
it.
I think there was also a documentary or something
Air.
that came out.
Yep.
Yeah,
Air on Prime.
Yeah.
It's how they signed Michael Jordan. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
I did
I'll
watch
have
that.
to. Yeah, Rick was telling me about it. I'll definitely have. I don't watch too much TV, but I definitely want to watch it because I liked Shoe Dog.
Good documentary is where it's at.
Yeah.
Especially like I watch a lot of music documentaries
Yep.
or anything to do with music or production or anything like that. So yeah, I don't have a lot of time for TV and books as much as I used to. I'm a full-time caretaker for my mother. I work and I'm just always running around getting tickets, as you know. But it's the journey's been great. I'm happy to be where I'm at.
The one thing that I really commend you for is putting your faith out there in an environment where, you know, someone could, you know, look at you differently or just not accept you for who you are, not being afraid to disciple to others in an environment where people a lot of times need the word of God. So I really think that's cool what you're doing. It's probably the only, you know, you're probably the only one doing it, at least that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're going into these environments where most people do need God and you're just having that subtle message there, even it's just, you know, in a cross in your logo, it's there. They know what it is. They know. So I think that's really cool what you're doing.
There's another guy named Truth down in Sarasota, and I'm trying to figure out how to copyright my name right now. So, but yeah, it's always been a part. I told myself if I was going to go back, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be the light in the darkness. And I'm not judging anybody. I don't think that anybody's wrong for what they do. Like, live your life. Do what you want to do. God loves you regardless. You know what I'm saying? But if you need something, if you need to feel a little love, if you need someone to lean on, if you need someone to talk to, if you need a little light, come talk to me. Like, I have no problem.
Absolutely.
I was doing, you know, Friday nights I do Enigma, which they do a drag show. One lady who runs it came up to me and she's like, are you going to be okay doing this? I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, I see the logo on your thing. You're not. And I'm like, girl, I don't judge you.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not here to judge you. Like, I'm here to work. I'm here to throw a party. I don't care. I'm not judging you. Probably, I don't know that's between you and God. Like, I don't care.
Yes.
I'm not going to not do something because I don't necessarily agree with something or disagree. And to me, I don't agree or disagree. Like, it doesn't matter to me. That's not between me and them. What you do with your life is between you. So I just try to show love, honestly. Like, it's all about love for me. Like,
I completely agree. And I think that there's people that ruin it for people like us,
yeah,
where, it's my relationship with God. Like, I
yeah,
am not to judge. But we always want to make sure that, especially in our like bios on our website, that we are Christians first. Like,
absolutely,
that's just something that we want to embrace. And I did
absolutely,
not grow up religious whatsoever, but I believe that God did guide me. When I look back now, it's clear as day,
absolutely.
because I found myself in situations where I'm like, how did I get out of that? And
Yep.
the only thing I can answer with that now is God.
I should have been dead multiple times. Like,
Right.
the life I lived when I was younger, like, absolutely. But there's some people that unfortunately give quote unquote Christians a bad name because they're judging people and they're
Right.
trying to smack you over the face with the Bible. That's not, did you read the gospel? That's not what the
Exactly.
gospel is. The gospel is love. Like,
Yes.
hey, are you happy with your life? Do you want to change something? Great. I can help you.
Yes.
Like, I'm not going to judge you and tell you you're going to hell because you're doing something. Like, I'm just here to love on you.
Exactly.
Like, whatever you do what you want to do. I don't care what you do, who you love, what you love. It don't matter to me. Like, and that's like a really hot button topic for people too. I think more than anything is, like, sexual like orientation, which
Right.
I think is crazy because you're judging someone for their sexual orientation, but yet you're cheating on your wife. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
it's crazy to me. So I don't judge anybody, man. That's all love. Like, live your life, bro. I live my life. I'm not perfect by any means, So
I think just everyone wants to be accepted, right?
Yeah.
Just to have that good, high, powerful energy,
yeah,
and just to accept everyone for who they are, I think is just so important. Especially, we obviously deal with, a lot of people that have wound up in situations that they didn't think that they would see themselves in. I am not here to judge you. I am just here to help
Nope.
you and get you through this.
Yeah.
And I don't want anyone to think that, I look at them any differently. It
Yeah.
doesn't define who you are, and that's just what we're here to do.
The situation I found myself in when I had to call you guys, in 2023, I was nervous because I'm like, these people are gonna judge me,
Absolutely
and I never
not.
felt any of that from you. Like,
Yes.
like, Rick, dude, you're great, bro. Like, I will call you if I ever need anything legal. You're the first person I call, because, like, I mean, you guys, you're so loving with it. Like, you're the same thing, and I really feel like it goes to your faith as well. Like, you guys are showing love because that's just who we are. Like,
Yes.
when you really experience God's love, it's easier for you to show that love as well. And I mean, I've never felt judged by y'all, and I've made some stupid mistakes. So
Yeah, no judgment over here whatsoever.
It's funny. There's so many times where we talk to a client and you can tell they don't want us to judge them because they'll say things like, "Oh, I would never do this," or I would never do that, or I've never been in trouble before, and this is a one-time thing, or we hear those statements all the time. And I just want to tell people, like, look, like, I'm not here to judge you.
Yeah.
All I want you to do is be honest with me,
Yep.
because that's what's gonna help me defend your case the most is honesty. So, like, don't feel like you need to explain yourself.
Yeah.
Like, it happens on a day-to-day basis, and I just want people to know that we all make mistakes. You can get past them, and I'm not gonna make you feel bad about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You guys are doing great, man.
But hey, Bandaly, I really appreciate you coming on the show. Why don't you tell our listeners where they can find you if they need a DJ?
So my Instagram is the DJ Truth, all spelled out. Truth, like to tell the truth. That's my Twitter. That's my TikTok. That's everything. You can just hit me up on one of those. I respond to you whenever I can. You're welcome to come out to any of my events if you're looking for a DJ, or if you just want to have fun. Like, I'm a goofball, so just be prepared. I always tell people, like, you better, like, interact with me or I get weirder. I tell them that at weddings. I'm like, listen, if y'all are silent, I just get weirder. But I'm a goofball, but I'm fun, and I know what to do with the party. But all my events are on my Instagram. My website's on there. My website's too long to spell out right now, but just follow me. Come along for the journey.
Well, thank you again, Bandaly. I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Absolutely.
And
Glad to
so stay tuned, because we still got our segment on what happened to Florida Man. So for this segment on what happened to Florida Man, we've got a gentleman who was charged with a federal crime And his story is really peculiar because back in 2023, he created a homemade hydropod vessel and attempted to cross the Atlantic Ocean during the middle of Hurricane Franklin. The U.S. Coast Guard spotted him, was trying to board his so-called vessel and get him back to safety, and he was refusing to cooperate with the Coast Guard. So he ended up being federally charged down in the Southern District of Florida with the crime of obstruction of a boarding, violation of Title 18 U.S. Code Section 2237A2A, and violation of a captain of the port order, violation of Title 46 U.S. Code. So there's a picture of this homemade hydropod vessel that's online. Very interesting and unique watercraft. Oddly enough, this was not the first time that this gentleman had tried to do something like this in the past. So he ended up getting charged in federal court. And the ultimate outcome of the case was that I guess there's pretrial intervention in federal court. So much like in state court, where if you've got no prior criminal history, the state attorney can offer you a diversion program or a pretrial program that results in the charges getting dismissed. If you jump through some hoops, it's kind of like probation. Well, in this federal case, they had something similar to that. He ended up completing pretrial intervention, and the federal case got dismissed.
So I appreciate his creativity. I think it's great that, he's inventing things and making inventions. However, I don't think it's a smart idea to take that invention during the potential incoming of a hurricane. But I like the creativity.
I do like the creativity, and I always give props to people that can build something on their own that's unique, that no one else has. And I would encourage everyone, take a look at this hydropod vessel. If I could make it, I would certainly do it and use it. I wouldn't use it in the middle of a hurricane, but you could catch me in a hydropod here in the Intercoastal any day. So that's been another episode of From Courtroom to Carline, a legal parenting podcast. Stay tuned because we got some great guests coming up for you guys.